And I feel very privileged to have worked for some of you and worked with some of you for so many years. I thought it was interesting in the description that Robin gave of how this award is decided upon, because originally it said that this was to go to mature designers. My friend of my husband said, well, that really means old. Well, I am older than Chris. But anyway, I looked that word up because it kind of bothered me a little bit, being a woman, and I didn't like any of the adjectives at all. So I kind of picked a couple of the verbs, which are gerunds, I guess, whatever they are. Anyway, it said to bring to full growth or development. That was good. To develop or work out fully. And I thought that both of these really applied, because when you're a graphic designer and you're working with very important clients, it's important that you develop the relationship that you have with those clients and really understand what it is that their needs are, so that you can fully develop then a design solution that works for that client. So I felt like those were some of the things that over the years I've really tried to promote within our organization and in the community, the design community especially. There were a lot of firsts at Savage that Chris didn't mention, and a lot of them had to do with technology, which is one of the things that I was kind of interested in, the idea that Heinz is back in Milan, because if I remember, there was an inspiration from the Galleria, actually, that inspired the Galleria here. So a lot of us come back. I have to thank my father, who always wanted me to be a commercial artist. Those of you who are my age may even remember what a commercial artist is. But when I started in this community 40 years ago, we all worked mainly for advertising agencies. I was very fortunate to be hired by just a remarkable man, Bill Kantz, who was a great illustrator, came up with the original Exxon Tiger. I must have colored 1 million tigers in storyboards and that sort of thing. But it wasn't until I actually came to work for Fred Corge that I fully understood the relationship and why that was so important to meet directly with the client, so that you did understand when you were coming up with the design how you were interpreting that message for the client. He also taught me a lot about business, the business of design. Never talk in the elevator. Always have a pencil and paper. You know, just little things like that. And things that, you know, later in my career helped me along to do some of the things that Chris was talking about. We were one of the first firms to, well, we were the first firm, as far as I know, in Houston to actually paginate typography. And people sitting at my table over here have heard the story a bazillion times. But that led to other things, like using the Macintosh, starting all kinds of crazy businesses that had relationship to that. What was I doing? I look back and my table over here is laughing at me, because I drugged them along through the entire, I don't know, 4 or 5 businesses that we put together. The sum of that is that hopefully what we did in some of those areas helped to challenge the design community and help all of us to understand how we can use some of that in our work. I guess it sort of comes back around, because my original major was math and I was going to be a computer programmer. So here I was bringing that back full circle, basically into the business. I would like to honor tonight my family, because I have always believed that when you are a designer or you are a creative person, that you can't really be creative without a very firm foundation. You know, whether it's the edge of the page or the edge of the computer monitor, you know, you have to have some sort of confinement. And the support of my family has been incredibly important to me. So sitting at this table is my husband, John Hanson. My daughter, Bethany Haley, and her husband, Ryan. John Andell and his wife, Stacy. And also my design family, my family at Savage, my partners and officers, Kenny Ragland, who has been with me for 25 years in May. Dahlia Salazar, who will have been with me 23 years in February. My daughter, who's been with me always, Bethany Haley, who is now president of Savage. I will tell a little aside about Bethany, because at 10 years old, she told me that she would never be in my business because it was too hard. It's harder now than when she was 10. Then we have Robin, who is over here. Thank you, Robin. She is our managing director. Doug Abear, design director. And Andy Meiselman, who is our treasurer and controller. We also have others that are on our staff here. There's a few of them out there. Raise your hands, those of you who are here. And I'm also pretty proud that there are others that are here tonight that have actually worked with us for many years in the past, and hopefully they learned good things. And if you'll raise your hands. Thanks, y'all. Another thing that another group that I want to thank, obviously, is AIGA. And I got involved in AIGA when, oh gosh, things were great. You know, back in the 80s, they were just starting to put together chapters. Texas was one of the only state chapters, and it's a pretty big state. They talked me into being on the board, which I agreed to be. Eventually became president of AIGA, Texas. And it was really a great experience. You know, you're automatically on the chapter committee, going to New York, having, you know, discussions sitting in the hall with Milton Glazier about, you know, how is the computer going to affect the design as a business, you know, things like that. I would like to encourage all of you who are here tonight that are designers to get involved with AIGA, get active, become the president. I know it's a lot of hard work, but it's so worth it in the end, because as you saw earlier, there is an incredible amount of support that you get from designers across the country. Design is just an incredible profession. I love working with designers. I love working with clients that appreciate design. I think we all do. We have really great people that work with us. We have really great people that are not on our staff that work with us that I'd also like to thank, like our photographers, writers, illustrators, printers, programmers, those people that really make our work sing. And I already mentioned clients, but I have to say that, of course, we wouldn't be anywhere without our great clients. And some of the crazy things that I've done over the years, you know, I could never have done them if our clients didn't trust me and trust us. And so I would like to challenge all of you who are out there to make a difference through design, because you can. Design is a very young profession, and there's still a lot to go. I mentioned the two things when we first started, when I first started talking about what mature means. I don't think that we have a mature industry. We have a very, very young industry, so there's still a lot to be done. And I would like to thank all of you for giving me this honor tonight.